Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. The countdown is officially over, and what we just witnessed down in Dallas, Texas, was without a doubt the absolute most fascinating tactical chess match of the entire 2026 World Cup. I mean, picture this. You're in that enclosed, air-conditioned stadium, the French fans are absolutely roaring, and we all watch Spain just systematically dismantle a heavy favorite, France, with a pristine 2-0 victory. So today, we are going to answer one simple, burning question. Exactly why did Spain beat France 2-0? We're going to unpack how they built this ultimate tactical blueprint, and then how they went out and executed it flawlessly on international football's biggest stage.
Here is how we're going to break this all down today. We'll start with the tactical chess match itself, pinpoint France's Achilles heel, look at how the blueprint was perfectly executed, see how Spain sealed the deal, and finally wrap up with the legacy of this defensive masterclass.
Section 1. The Tactical Chess Match. A clash of unbeaten titans.
To really get why this match had so much gravity, we have to look back at the ghost of the past, right? These two teams have some serious history. Think back to the 2006 World Cup, where an aging Zinedine Zidane put on a masterclass to knock out a young Spanish squad. Fast forward to the UEFA Nations League, France takes the 2021 final, but then in 2025, Spain gets revenge in an epic 5-4 thriller. So coming into this 2026 World Cup semifinal, both of these squads were completely undefeated. In fact, neither team had trailed for a single minute the entire tournament. The psychological pressure here, it was absolutely off the charts. And this setup brilliantly illustrates the contrasting philosophies we saw on the pitch. You had two fundamentally opposed game plans going head-to-head. Spain is all about what analysts call rest defense. Basically, they play in this wide 4-3-3 shape and hold such slow, overwhelming possession that they literally starve their opponent of the ball. You can't attack if you don't have the ball, right? France, on the other hand, relied on just sheer, raw, athletic dominance. They set up with a ruthless high press, using these PSG-style triggers to force mistakes. They were coiled like a spring, waiting for the absolute split second they won the ball to launch into a rapid vertical sprint. It was methodical possession versus explosive speed.
Let's move into Section 2, France's Achilles heel, identifying the vulnerability.
So, to survive France's terrifying high press, Spain knew they couldn't just pass the ball around aimlessly hoping for the best. They had to pinpoint a glaring weakness, and they found one. Enter Lucas Digne, France's left back. While the rest of the French defense was practically a brick wall, analysts flagged Digne as being highly vulnerable when he gets caught in one-on-one isolations against explosive, multi-directional wingers. This is absolutely crucial to understand. Spain's entire offensive strategy revolved around targeting this one specific player.
And who exactly was the weapon they chose to exploit this? Lamine Yamal, their fearless catalyst, who, get this, had literally just turned 19 years old the day before the match. I mean, most 19-year-olds are stressed about college exams, and this kid was tasked with dismantling the French defense. Yamal's game is all about extreme width and offensive gravity. By hugging the touchline, he demands the ball in these high-risk isolations. He essentially forces the opponent to double-team him, and that single, simple movement fractures the entire opposing defense.
All right, Section 3, the blueprint executed perfectly, taking it from chalkboard to reality.
Let's break down Spain's brilliant step-by-step master plan. Step 1. Dictate long possession. Step 2. Hold the ball in a deep U-shape to frustrate France's high-tempo midfield, basically baiting them to step up and pinch centrally. Step 3. Naturally, this starves Kylian Mbappé of the touches he desperately needs to counterattack. And finally, Step 4. The moment France commits bodies to the center, Spain strikes. They ping a pinpoint diagonal ball out wide to isolate Yamal on an absolute island against Lucas Digne.
Now, chalkboard theory is fantastic, right? But shifting from the safety of a drawing board to the chaotic reality of a World Cup semifinal is a totally different beast. Tactical plans always look perfect on paper. The real question is, did this strategic blueprint actually hold up when the whistle blew?
Well, we didn't have to wait very long to find out. Exactly 22 minutes into the match, the answer was staring France right in the face.
Boom! The prophecy was fulfilled. Following the blueprint to a T, Spain's width completely fractured the French defensive structure. Yamal raced in from behind to challenge for a ball after an awkward bounce in the penalty area, and Digne, exactly as the analysts predicted, got caught out. He awkwardly challenged the 19-year-old, clipped him, and gave away a crucial penalty.
Up steps Mikkel Oyarzabal. And keep in mind, he's facing Mike Mignon, who is an absolute specialist at saving spot kicks. But Oyarzabal showed incredible composure. He slotted the ball low into the bottom right corner for his 30th international goal. Now, this wasn't just a point on the board. The tactical ripple effect here was massive. France hadn't trailed all tournament. Because they were suddenly down 1-0, they had to completely rewrite their playbook on the fly. They couldn't just sit in a compact block and wait to counter anymore. They were forced to push up, completely abandoning their original game plan.
Which perfectly sets up Section 4, sealing the deal, taking total control of the tempo. Once they had that lead, Spain didn't need to chase the game anymore. Instead, they just sat back and let France wear themselves out trying to recover. And the fatal blow, the exact moment that sealed the deal, arrived right in the 58th minute. Following this gorgeous sequence, Pedro Porro played a beautiful give-and-go with Dani Olmo. Porro gets slipped through on goal, makes absolutely no mistake, and buries a calm finish to make it 2-0. That goal gave Spain massive breathing room. From there, they completely took over the tempo of the match, focusing entirely on protecting their lead, while the French players visibly started looking more and more disjointed and frustrated. Spain's coach, Luis de la Fuente, really hit the nail on the head post-match. He pointed out that his team stayed 100% faithful to an identity they started building 4 years ago. It just shows the unwavering belief of a squad that flat-out refused to abandon their possession-based style, even under the blinding pressure of a World Cup semifinal. Like he said, they literally made the difficult look completely effortless. And that brings us to our final section, a new Spanish legacy, the defensive masterclass.
Because let's be real, winning a match like this takes way more than just scoring a couple of goals. It demands an absolute choking out of a lethal attack. Remember, Kylian Mbappe was out there on that pitch, chasing history, just one single goal away from tying Lionel Messi's all-time World Cup record. But Spain's defense was just spectacular. You had goalkeeper Unai Simon playing brilliantly as an astute sweeper keeper. Marc Cucurella executed this massive, crucial tackle to completely neutralize Mbappe. Aymeric Laporte dominated absolutely everything that came into the penalty box. Plus, they brought in some really smart substitutions to maintain an iron grip on the midfield, completely shutting down Didier Deschamps' attempts to spark a comeback.
When you zoom out and look at the stats, the scale of this defensive achievement is honestly staggering. Across 7 matches in North America, Spain has conceded only 2 goals. Securing their 6th clean sheet against a team as lethal as France, that proves their rest defense strategy isn't just some chalkboard theory. It is an impenetrable reality when you execute it at this level.
And I love this quote from Pedro Porro. His humility after the game really highlights the collective discipline of this entire squad. It was never about individual glory. It was a pure team effort that finally put Spain's 2006 World Cup demons against France to rest. They showed up, stuck to the blueprint, and systematically dismantled a true powerhouse.
So, that leaves us with one massive question as Spain marches into their 2nd ever World Cup final to face either England or Argentina. Have they just written the ultimate tactical blueprint? Like, will this incredible display of extreme width, targeted isolations, and suffocating rest defense permanently change how teams play against these athletic powerhouse squads in the future? Well, the next time you watch a heavy favorite struggling just to touch the ball, you're going to know exactly what's happening behind the scenes. It's a fascinating thought, and we will undoubtedly see it put to the test in the final. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep learning.